Today on The Update, President inaugurates Council on Foreign Relations. UK to increase investments in Ghana. Menzgold saga, court to deliver judgment in soldiers' suit. One district, one factory, brick factory in Tanasour takes shape. Zimbabwe detains Ghanaian international Labour leader. Cardinal Pell's secret sexual abuse trial revealed. We're so grateful for you joining us today on DGN, coming from our studios here in Nima. This is the news on The Update, and my name is Lady Polos. President Akufo-Addo has inaugurated the Council on Foreign Relations (CFR) Ghana. The aim for this inauguration is to enhance the advancement of Ghana's foreign policy and her relations within the Committee of Nations. The CFR, with its executives composing of retired diplomats, lawyers, and media experts, is expected to act as facilitators in improving policy-making and execution and as key agents of social change. Speaking at the inauguration on Tuesday, February 26th, President Akufo-Addo noted that the aims and objectives of Ghana's foreign policy are derived from the now entrenched values of attachment to democracy, respect for individual liberties and human rights, the rule of law, and the principles of democratic accountability. Ghana, the president said, has over the last 2.5 decades managed to build an enviable reputation as a peaceful and stable country, and a beacon of democracy in our region and on the continent. According to the president, if the council is effectively positioned and focused, think tanks can strike a formidable partnership with state and non-state actors alike to set and deepen the agenda of public discourse and shape national, regional, continental, and global conversations. The president stated, and I quote, "In light of these, we need a strong, reputable policy think tank to ensure that stakeholders are well informed, to enable them to contribute meaningfully to the defense and promotion of the national interest. As the saying goes, foreign policy is an extension of domestic policy, or as one American author succinctly put it, foreign policy begins at home," unquote. The president therefore expects CFR Ghana to assist Ghana keep its eyes on the ball in a manner that allows the country to deal with critical challenges at home, on the continent, and amongst multilateral institutions. The United Kingdom has affirmed its commitment to increase investments in Ghana and ensure greater economic harmonization between the two countries. Recounting the economic gains and significant strides aimed at formalizing and improving the Ghanaian economy in the last few years, United Kingdom's Minister of State for Africa, Harriet Baldwin, together with some government officials and business leaders from the UK, pledged to bring new and increase existing investments in Ghana. The Ghanaian delegation, led by Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia, had a meeting with Ms. Baldwin at the second UK-Ghana Business Council (UKGBC) held at Lancaster House in London on Tuesday. The overarching goal of the UKGBC is to match as closely as possible Ghana's needs with UK expertise, financing, and private sector support. The meetings had been exploring new strategies and opportunities to enhance trade and investment between the two countries in several areas, including agro-processing, extractives, garments and textiles, pharmaceuticals, financial sector, fintech, and cybersecurity. Also, among others, UKGBC is tasked to explore technical assistance on standards and customs facilitation and work to identify and break down constraints to greater trade and investment. The government of the UK intends to bring substantial investments to help complete existing projects and undertake new ones, such as the Kumasi Central Market Phase 2, Phase 2 of the Kumasi International Airport, the 720 capacity maternity block at the Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital in Kumasi, Vesta, Blue Skies, Curious Pharmaceuticals, Amandi Power Projects, the extractive sector, Volta Lake Water Transport Projects, and many others. The Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, lauded the UK government's interest in increasing economic cooperation between Ghana and the UK and pledged the support of the government of Ghana. Vice President Bawumia also promised to be prudent in the management of the Ghanaian economy, ensure inclusive economic development, and provide the right environment for businesses, both local and foreign, to thrive. And now 53 soldiers from the Ghana Army are expecting a positive judgment by the Accra High Court come Thursday, February 28, 2019. The soldiers sued Menzgold Ghana Limited, a gold dealership company, for failing to pay back their total investment of 2.5 million Ghana cedis. Presiding Judge Mr. Justice Jerome Noble Nkrumah is expected to rule after Menzgold failed to make a defense in 2 separate hearings. However, the counsel for the soldiers, Mr. Yao Wusuanana Sante, subsequently on February 20th filed a motion praying the court for a judgment in default. The plaintiff's investments ranging between 18,000 Ghana cedis and 244,000 Ghana cedis are currently locked up in the embattled gold company. The soldiers, per the writ of summons issued on December 12, 2018, are praying the court to order a refund of their money. They said they are willing to accept their principal investments, which they are very much entitled to, even if the defendant cannot pay their interests. In their statement of claim, the soldiers described themselves as hard-working men and women of the Ghana Armed Forces and contended that they had invested their sweat and tears in the defendant company. Bricks producing factory under construction in Tanaso in the Tano North District in the newly created Ahafo region is nearing completion. The factory under the government's flagship project 1 District 1 Factory 1D1F is about 85% complete, and when completed is expected to offer employment to local residents. The factory is currently at the roofing level, and promoters Riovani Royal Limited have disclosed that it should be ready in some few weeks. National coordinator of the 1D1F, Giftiohene Konedu, recently paid a working visit to the brick factory with assurance that it will start operations in the second quarter of the year, since all the machines and equipment needed to operate have been procured and shall soon be delivered. Tanaso is notably known for its abundant clay, a raw material needed by the company to produce bricks for the housing and construction industry. The company has so far acquired 37.79 acres of land for the supply of raw materials to feed the factory, and also in the process of acquiring additional 80 acres of land to augment its existing concession. Mr. Loco believes that the acquisition of land will sustain the company to be in business for the next 30 years. The factory, Mr. Loco added, will produce 125 tons of bricks a day when operating at full capacity. The companies, on the other hand, expect to generate direct and indirect employment to 1,800 people. Just yesterday, the Zimbabwe Immigration Department detained the International Trade Union Confederation, ITUC, Africa's Secretary General Kwesi Edu-Amankwa. Edu-Amankwa arrived in the country on Tuesday morning for an international solidarity meeting with one of the ITUC Africa affiliate, the Zimbabwe Congress of Trade Unions, ZCTU. He was then taken into custody by immigration officials and taken back to Robert Mugabe International Airport just after he checked into Harare Hotel. Fears grew as the possibility of him being deported became a reality, and the ITUC had to intervene by urgently writing to President Emerson Mnangagwa, demanding for the Labour leader's immediate release. This is to bring to your attention that Edu-Amankwa, a Ghanaian, has been taken from a local hotel where he checked in upon arrival. We fear he is being processed for deportation. We nevertheless hope this will not be the case, reads part of the ITUC Africa letter to Mnangagwa signed by the Deputy Secretary Adrian Ekwete. We ask that your government take the necessary steps to ensure that Edu-Amankwa is released and allowed to continue with his mission. The least appropriate thing will be that the Zimbabwe Department of Immigration will tender unreserved apology for this action and take genuine efforts to prevent future occurrence, read part of the ITUC letter. At this point in time, there are no details as yet on the conditions of his release, with no clear reasoning why he was held, but the Zimbabwe Information Permanent Secretary, Nick Magwana, says Mr. Amankwa, who is being held by since the Tuesday morning, has been released. Amankwa is scheduled to meet the Ministry of Labour, the International Labour Organization, and the Employers Confederation of Zimbabwe for an appreciation of the trade union and country obtaining situations. It has now been revealed that a secret trial in Melbourne took place in December that involved one of the most powerful men in the Roman Catholic Church, and one who has been found guilty of multiple historical child sex offences. The ban on media coverage of the 5-week-long trial beginning in November last year was lifted by Chief Judge Peter Kidd on Tuesday. And after being kept in the dark for quite some time, it's been said that Cardinal Pell is looking to serve prison time after a jury found him guilty of 1 charge of sexual penetration of a child and 4 charges of an indecent act with or in the presence of a child in the later 1990s. Pell was the Vatican treasurer, the most senior Catholic official and close advisor to Pope Francis. So with that in mind, his secret trial is even more so shocking, especially in light of the recent sexual abuse cases involving priests worldwide. In court, the accuser in a statement said he has struggled with shame, loneliness, and depression after the abuse. This after Pell had sexually abused him and another boy in Melbourne's historic St. Patrick's Cathedral after Mass one Sunday. One of the other victims had later died from a drug overdose, having never revealed the abuse to anyone. Like many survivors, it has taken me years to understand the impact upon my life. At some point, we realized that we trusted someone we should have feared, and we fear those genuine relationships that we should trust, said one of the victims in a public statement from his lawyer. However, despite all the allegations set against him, Pell has continued to maintain his innocence, and his legal team confirmed on Tuesday that they have filed an appeal against the guilty verdict. In fact, Pell's lawyer Richter argued strongly that the abuse could not have taken place. He told the court that the boys couldn't have run off without being seen, and Pell would have been talking to parishioners after the service. Moreover, when Pell was asked whether he had forced a boy to perform oral sex, he said, "What a load of absolute and disgraceful rubbish, complete false madness." The Vatican said Pell's conviction was painful news, which we are aware has shocked many people, not only in Australia. Interestingly enough, Pope Francis quietly removed Pell from his small council of advisors for reasons of advancing age in December, before the news of Cardinal's conviction became public. The conviction comes as the Vatican is taking tentative steps to make amends for decades of abuse by clergy across the world. Pell is due to be sentenced at a separate hearing in March. And that'll be all for today's update, but do well to visit our website at dailyguyNetwork.com for more news, or follow us on social media via Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at the Daily Guy Network for more stories in and around the world. And while you're online, don't forget you can also get interactive with me at Lady Pulos on Instagram. The update was brought to you by Diamond Cement, powered by Press Express, and supported by Casa Clothing. This has been Lady Pulos. Enjoy the rest of our programs.